Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Madam, and I'm coming back to you once again. This time, we're going to go over to the Independent, and this is in politics. It says Trump has privately pondered if Epstein accusers are just Democratic, trying to make him look bad, reports claim. Oh, man, this man is crazy. This is in politics, and I will list the article writer and all of the details in the description, as I always do. But it says President Donald Trump has privately labeled some of Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking victims as clearly Democratic, a new report claims. Survivors of Epstein's abuse have for weeks publicly criticized the Trump administration for the handling of the files linked to the disgraced financier. Behind closed doors, the president has allegedly grown frustrated as his efforts to move past the uproar has been undetermined. Trump has allegedly questioned whether some survivors and their families are just trying to make him look bad. Two people familiar with the conversations told the Rolling Stone. The source says the president has also criticized those who have spoken out for implying that he did something wrong during his time as one of Epstein's friends and comparisons and party companions, the magazine reported. The president allegedly dismissed some of those women making media appearances as clearly a Democratic political affiliation. The sources said he also questioned whether some of them are coordinating with prominent liberal attorneys or groups. They added. A White House official denied the report and dismissed its claims as false. None of this is true, they said. Just another desperate attempt by the failing Rolling Stones. The president has found himself at the center of a mega firestorm after refusing to release the so-called Epstein files, which the Republican pledged to release on the 2024 campaign trail. After weeks of unrelenting uproar over the Justice Department's announcement in early July that was not evident, there was no evidence Epstein had a client list. Attorney General Pam Bondi reportedly briefed Trump in May that his name was mentioned in the files, according to the Wall Street Journal. The president is now suing the newspaper for $10 billion over the reporting. Trump has denied any knowledge of Epstein's crimes and has never been accused of wrongdoing in connection with the STX offenders case. The White House says the president threw Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago for being a creep. But didn't he also say when he was on Air Force One that um, he stole someone from him? Like it always amazes me how this man talks about people as like assets or property. It's very, very, very disturbing to hear him talk sometimes because my normal mind, or what he would consider as a low IQ mind, says that I could say so many things, but yeah, I digress. It goes on to continue to say that it was compounded by reports earlier this month that Epstein compliance Maxwell, who was serving a 20-year prison sentence, convicted of CST charges, had been transferred to a minimum security prison facility after the DOJ spoke with her last month in Florida. Sister Annie and Maria Farmer, who accused Epstein of assaulting them and testified against Maxwell in her trial, told CNN the Trump administration's chaotic approach to the case, and sidelining of victims has a real cost for survivors, and it definitely does. Danielle Benetsky, who accused Epstein of abusing her in 2004, told NBC News that it feels like we're being erased. And, child, my heart go out to you, babe. Lawmakers from both sides of the political aisles have also continued to push for a whole unredacted release of the Epstein files. Republican rebel Thomas Massey and Democratic Representative Ro Kataji Kayana, I apologize for mispronouncing that name, announced Monday plans to bring the Epstein survivors to Washington, D.C., as they should have done in the first place, in a bipartisanship push to get Congress to release the controversial files in the case. Last month, Trump baselessly suggested that any mention of his name in criminal case files related to the late pedophile, would be the result of Democratic efforts to ensnare him in a hoax. Mm, 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 mm. Where do I start? Where do I start with this? Because I'm just going to give my unbiased opinion. And to be honest with you, the amount of moves, the way he's moving in these streets in the political world or Capitol Hill, wherever he goes at in different countries, the way he's moving, period, as a whole, is a red flag to anybody, and it should be a red flag for anybody. Like Jeffrey Epstein case is just the tip of the iceberg, in my opinion, for this man. He has lied, conned, and manipulated his way throughout his whole entire life, and it is really, really disappointing to see this man in action every day for the next 3 and some change years. Okay, like it for me, the thing with the Epstein files is that at the end of it, at the basis of it, you were friends with this man. You admittedly made comments about this man, and vice versa. He has made comments about you. You have talked about your friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. At one point, you raised him up high on a pedestal like you do with most people before you claim you didn't really know the guy or had a relationship with him, but you can't scrub all of those photos off of line. You can't scrub all of those news article reports off of line fast enough for people to find a link to you in Epstein. I'm sorry. And Maxwell, she's not even supposed to be in Club Fed right now. She is a convicted individual that deserves to be in jail right along with Epstein, right along with I would say anybody else that perpetuates this lie that is just democratic. See, the misconception that people have in terms of this whole Epstein thing is that it's not about Democrats and Republicans. Let's please make it normal to stop putting people in political camps or political, places where it does not belong. We are talking about people, we are talking about human beings. We are talking about a group of women that were abused at a point in their life and they have not received justice because apparently if you want to go according to the news, Epstein took the coward way out. And when I say that, I'm not talking about anybody else who has dealt with that. I'm not talking about anybody else who has experienced that, friends, family members, or anything. I'm talking specifically about this article and I'm talking specifically about this man in question. So please don't make a mountain out of a molehill, okay? Now, what I also want to say is that nobody held a gun to your head to party with this man, which you've been seen on countless videos. Nobody told you to go to this man or invite him to your wedding or any function where you were at. Nobody told you to do that. Nobody told you to write this birthday card that allegedly you're suing the Wall Street Journal over and has your handwriting on it. Nobody told you to do that. Nobody told you to wish Ghislaine Maxwell, you wish her well and stuff like that. And she's a convicted offender. She's a convicted offender, and you wish this woman well, but you want to group everybody in the, oh, maybe they're Democrats to make you look bad. There's no one person in this world, in my opinion, that will ever make you look as worse as you made yourself look over the years. Okay? Side note, the mere fact that you had, well, for some reason, Barbara Walters' plaque was taken down. Was it because she got to the nitty gritty back in the 90s when she interviewed you about, your tanking casinos and, your controversy with your wife and things like that? Is that why? Is that why? Shout out to Barbara Walters. She is one of the last few notable journalists that didn't pull no punches. Like, shout out to her. Put her plaque back up for real. I digress. But and then for you to surround yourself with people, reality TV people, podcasters, and people that don't know the first thing about government, people that are one-sided, people that want to push this agenda, this white Christian national straight white male agenda, when there's other people in this world that exist outside of white Christian national straight men. All that stunting that you doing in DC, all that stunting that you talking about, you gonna come to these other Democratic cities, which, by the way, all of the mayors in those cities are black. So let's start there. Let's not hide our racism no more. It's out in its parent. You got your troll farm and your your mega coat out here risking it all because you told them it was okay to do so. And these people have lost their jobs, the economy is in the trash, it is tanking, inflation is kicking everybody's butt that is not the 1%, not a billionaire, not a millionaire, the middle class and the poor. You're taking away life-saving treatments and services and research to people. You're even trying to whitewash education. I mean, given that education was whitewashed anyway, like you're literally trying to take the only remnants of truth out of it. You have a problem. The administration has a problem. There's a problem. The call is coming from inside the house. Okay? It don't have nothing to do with Republicans or independents or Democrats, liberals, whatever. It don't have nothing to do with those titles. The call is coming from inside the house, sir. And if you're standing in front of a mirror, then that's even better. Okay? But that is just my opinion. It is not backed or founded by anything. That is just my genuine, honest opinion. This thing with this Epstein files, they should have been brought those ladies up there and had them testify. The Epstein files need to come out. The truth needs to come out. And everybody involved, no matter if you're a billionaire, a millionaire, a tycoon, a celebrity, a president, anyone that was involved with any of that stuff and was complicit in hurting those girls and is complicit in low-key protecting PDF files, you all need to be in jail. You all need to be in jail, and you all need to be dealt with in jail. You all need to go to jail for a very, very long time. You definitely do. But that's just my opinion, you guys. Let me know how you feel. Drop down in the comment section. Let me know if you agree somewhat or if you don't agree, that's totally fine. I'm not here to persuade anyone to change their mind. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And thank you so much for watching my video. I truly do appreciate it. And with that, you guys, I'm going to head on out. But always remember, be good to yourself first and don't stand on the wrong side of history.